Hi friends, it's your buddy Matt, the global ergonomist and ergo coach. Welcome to another session of Strong Qigong. This one we called our Shaolin Punch session, and we do this from time to time to get a little bit of the inner, shall we say, aggression out. It's a great way of doing so, and we started with what we call the Shaolin Bucket Hold, but it's actually a warm-up that we borrowed from Shaolin Temple Europe, which I highly recommend you follow on YouTube. They do great work there, and much of it is for free. After the Shaolin Bucket Hold, we went to drawing the bow to shoot the arrow. That's one of the Ba Dua Jin, the 8 brocades. And we do that in the horse stance and get deeply into it. After that, we did a version of the Shaolin Punch from side to side. Another one we borrowed from Shaolin traditions. And then we did a Shaolin Punch on one leg. Now that one is also from Shaolin Temple Europe. I like to break down their videos and see what we can borrow from Strong Qigong. We finished up with a classic from the Ba Dua Jin as well, the classic Shaolin Punch. And this one I learned from my teacher, David Dorian Ross, the great gold medalist in competition Tai Chi. And that's one where you actually get your body involved and your face involved and actually grimace as you do it to push out that yang energy and draw in soft yin energy. So I hope you found that fun. And we always, as always, couch it with our meditation and our visualization and our centering. And we always enjoy having you join us. So if you care to, please hit the like button and also hit the notification bell so you can join us for these classes. And then also, please comment. Tell us what you like. Tell us what you'd like to see more of. And of course, please share it with those who can benefit, and many can benefit. We balance and we strengthen and we focus our mind. That's a lot of birds with one stone. So I hope you'll join us again and again for Strong Qigong. Begin as always with some long, slow, deep, silent breaths. Deep and slow, quiet and even, in through the nose and out from the mouth, in through the belly and out from the chest, in through the heart and out from the mind. And the reason we follow this pattern is manyfold. Number one, slowing the breath down actually tips our autonomic nervous system towards rest and digest, the parasympathetic branch. But there's more to it than that. It actually extends the exhale, and that is something called respiratory sinus arrhythmia. That also tips the scale towards rest and digest, but it also feeds into heart rate variability. So practicing this kind of breath work over time, over days, weeks, months, years, here and there, formally and informally, actually helps with heart health. So if you continue to practice this breath, do so. And if you are comfortable doing so with eyes closed, invite your eyes to close so that you can focus on deep, slow, quiet, even breaths and squeeze more air out at the bottom of every breath cycle. We have a saying in Strong Qigong, the key to taking a deep breath isn't how much we draw in. The key to taking a deep breath is how much we squeeze out. So at the bottom of every cycle, use your floating ribs, squeeze a little more air out of that reserve capacity in the lower lobes of your lungs out, and notice how much deeper the inhale is. That's how you take a deeper breath. Use all of these intercostals, all of these exhale muscles to draw a deeper inhale that ensues. So continue this. And while you're here, if your eyes are closed, use this moment to focus on the fleeting moment where your out-breath changes to your in-breath. Then seek the fleeting moment where your in-breath changes back to your out-breath. This seeking is actually engaging a part of our brain that we call the dopaminergic energy system. Dopamine is the molecule of more. It's a transmitter, a neurotransmitter, it's a neuromodulator, and it's a hormone, all three. What it does is it sharpens our mind. It focuses us. So when you focus on the fleeting moment, you're keying into that system and you're sharpening your mind on the stone of the breath, as we say in strong Qigong. So after a few more breaths like this, if you're comfortable, invite your eyes to slowly, gently flutter open, just as a butterfly might leave a flower. As we go into our warm-ups, we start at the top of the kinetic chain, we work our way all the way down, and we begin with something I learned decades ago when I was still a student in physical therapy. It was known as the yoga neck roll. We take a deep breath in and our head floats like a balloon. Then as we exhale, we purse our lips as if we're blowing through a straw, letting the air out of the balloon. When we inhale again, we inhale and we sweep one ear past one shoulder. We exhale across the chest, we inhale and sweep the other ear past the other shoulder. Exhale across the chest, inhale ear past shoulder, and sweep from side to side. This is the yoga neck roll. And again, where east meets west, the neuroscience tells us we're calibrating the three semicircular canals of our inner ear with the rhythm of our diaphragm. We're using the phrenic nerve and the vagus nerve to talk to one another, a two-way communication. So it's a great way to warm up the neck, but it's doing so much more in the upper respiratory sinus. And on your next exhale, invite your chin to pause at your chest. Inhale your chin upright, and let's work into the upper shoulder girdle area, the upper respiratory sinus, by looping the shoulder girdles forward and upward as we inhale. Bring them around back. Squeeze them downward and backward as we exhale. And continue in the rhythm of your own breath. Wake up that area between your shoulder blades, known as the Dajue point. This is an energy center. You often feel it whenever you're tense or sore in that area. This is a great way to relieve that soreness. We don't avoid it. We go into it and squeeze, engage all those muscles with your breath, wringing it out, getting all of those metabolites into your lymph system, into your blood system, carry through the kidneys and liver, and cleanse it all out. Beautifully done. After one or two more of these, invite your shoulders to relax. Then turn your eyes towards one hand and begin to scoop and toss that hand behind you, turning your trunk, shifting your weight, scooping with palm up and tossing with palm down, taking deep, slow, quiet, even breaths. If you want to calibrate with your breath, inhaling the palm up, exhaling the palm down behind you. We call this Windmills, and it's a form of silk reeling, and strong Qigong is based on silk reeling. Getting into the groove, getting into the flow state, letting our mind just take a break as we move our body from side to side, focusing on our breath and our movement. Beautifully done. Now, from your hands, use your elbows and start throwing an elbow backward on each side, almost like a strike in the martial arts form of Tai Chi. Beautifully done. And then into the shoulder blades, big looping shoulder loops backward. Well done. Turn trunk, shift weight, and our upper respiratory sinus is warmed up. Let's get into the lower respiratory sinus. We simply go into ragdoll. We're already rocking and rolling. Now we're simply turning from side to side. Let the hands float and flail away from the body naturally. Using the momentum of your trunk, let's go from ragdoll into pellet drum. Simply begin to slap or tap the top of the opposite shoulder and the low back, using your momentum. This is the start of a pellet drum. Then we work our way down to the top of the chest. So somewhere up around the collarbone where it's safe to give yourself a slap or tap. Give yourself a slap or tap, depending on how much energy you want to expend. Then from the top of the chest, drop to those bottom ribs at the bottom of the rib cage. Give yourself some slaps or taps down there. And finish up the pellet drum and the lower trunk with the hips, slapping and tapping the hips. Beautifully done. The upper half of the body is warmed up. Let's start focusing on the lower half. Let your hands drift to your hips. Begin looping them, big loops. And continue deep, slow, quiet, even breaths. We call this stirring the bowl in strong Qigong, since pelvis is a Latin word for bowl. It's like swirling the bell of a wine glass. And after you've gone in one direction, simply loop in the opposite. We always strive to balance east and west. We always strive to balance yin and yang. We always strive to unwind what we've wound. Well done. Now let's settle in the middle. Let's step out a little wider and drop a little bit, like a horse riding stance. This is Mabu, the horse riding stance. For the great bear swings from side to side, we take a deep breath in. And as we exhale, we turn our trunks, dropping down. As we inhale, we turn, rise to pause. Then exhale, turn trunk, drop down. Inhale, rise to pause. Resting your hands anywhere comfortable on your thighs between your knees and hips. The great bear swings from side to side. Beautifully done. And on your next exhale, pause at the bottom. Inhale your trunk upright, and before we leave it is a little one we do special to strong Qigong, and that's shifting weight on a figure 8. So as you rock from one foot to the other, when you change direction, swirl the hips back and get this looping feel in the hips as you change direction from one side to the other. You'll notice that when you move this way, your trunk stays upright. Those 3 river rocks we talk about rest peacefully on life's river's edge while we move. So it becomes a great way to practice our proper form. It also warms up the lower dantian. So let's go ahead and settle back into the middle. Bring your feet back into what we call square stance or center stance or tandem stance, shoulder width. As we shift weight to one foot, we raise the opposite heel and we loop the knee inward. Beautifully done. And after some inward loops, we do a few outward loops. Then we take weight through that foot. Raise the opposite heel, loop inward. After a few inward, a few outward. And we settle back into the middle. We're almost done. Head to toe warmed up. All that's left are the hands, the wrists, and the forearms, which we gently clasp in front of our heart, and we roll our wrists just to complete the whole body from head to toe. And after we've rolled in one direction, we simply pause to unwind what we've wound, balancing east and west. Well done. Now we invite our hands to unclasp. And we begin to follow our palms downward and upward with each inhale. They rise with each exhale, they fall. And as they rise and fall with each breath, you follow the rhythm with your mind's eye. For this classic warm-up visualization we know in strong Qigong is cleansing the inner body. Beautifully done. We're breathing between the middle dantian, the heart center, and the lower dantian, the body center. But to get the full benefit of this visualization, we engage the upper dantian, the cauldron of the mind center, the third eye center. So if you can do so comfortably and safely, you might invite your eyes to close so you can use the full power of your own personal visualization, imagination, concentration, and meditation. And this visualization goes as such. With every inhale, as your palms rise, you visualize glowing mist forming in the core of the earth, rising through the soles of your feet, through the trillions of cells in your inner body, to collect in your upper dantian, your mind's eye center. And as you exhale, that glowing mist forms a glowing cloud. That glowing cloud forms a glowing rain. And that glowing rain washes down from your upper dantian, through your middle dantian, through your lower dantian, through the soles of your feet and back into the earth. So with every inhale, the palms rise. With every exhale, the palms fall. With every inhale, the mist rises. With every exhale, the rain falls, all glowing, all washing. This is cleansing the inner body, preparing us for all that follows. So the next time your hands inhale up, invite them to pause in a hugging stance at heart height. This is our meditative stance we know as stand like tree. If you can tolerate it comfortably and safely with eyes closed, continue. As we take inventory of our alignment with long neck and light head floating upward, our heavy shoulders and our heavy tail melt downward. Between them, our spine gently stretches. We call this the string of pearls in the ancient Asian literature. Our hands hover as if we're tenderly hugging a long-lost loved one. Our feet are parallel in a firm-rooted stance like a mighty oak. Our three energy centers, the three we were breathing through and washing, rest comfortably on one another as if we carefully gathered, balanced, and stacked three smooth rocks on life's river's edge. As we breathe comfortably and slowly and peacefully, with eyes closed if we're enjoying it, our hands begin a slow journey downward till our thumbs cross over our belly button and our folded fingers warm on the cauldron of the body. And through closed eyes and pursed lips, as if blowing through a straw, we visualize blowing on the embers of the cauldron of the body. And when we do, the embers respond, and we delight in the growing, glowing light. As with each deep ensuing inhale, we draw that light upward and outward until we begin blowing on the embers of the cauldron of the heart. And the same process ensues. We exhale, blowing through a straw. The embers on the cauldron of the heart grow brighter and brighter with the cauldron of the body. And with each deep ensuing inhale, we fill the inner galaxy, those trillions of cells, with light, warm, silken chi energy until it spills beyond our inner galaxy and bathes the space between us with the same light, warm, silken chi energy. May your body be strong, and may your heart be calm. And if your eyes are closed, enjoy it a moment longer as your hands begin to slowly melt to your side, only inviting your eyes to gently, slowly flutter open, just as a butterfly might leave a flower. Welcome back. We step now into the center of our little boat, and the hand on this side of the room or screen makes a gentle fist that floats before the heart. The hand on this side covers it, and together we take a deep breath in to straighten, and we slowly exhale and bow to one another in a gesture of mutual respect. When we inhale ourselves back upright in gratitude for the tradition, as we exhale, our hands melt down. And when we inhale again, we inhale them up overhead an inch apart, Very slowly and deliberately exhale down our center line. This is centering the chi, where we begin and end every class together. And we do one more, especially today. Bringing our palms together in the Shaolin manner, we exhale to the heart center and pause there as the Shaolin do. And when we inhale, our elbows rise and wrists straighten. And when we exhale, our hands melt down and we are ready. We step out into our little boat again, unlocking our knees. And when we inhale up, an inch apart, the hands wind up. When we exhale down, we invite our knees and hands to float and melt in concert with our breath. So this calibrating movement we call sinking the chi. Inhaling and rising, exhaling and falling. This allows us just to get used to breathing and moving while we maintain those 3 smooth river rocks, resting peacefully atop one another on life's river's edge. Beautifully done. Now I mentioned, especially today, we're going to do a few Shaolin series moves in strong Qigong. And the first one is when our hands rise up again, coming up. I'm going to invite you to have them pause at shoulder height with gentle fists. When you do, we're going to shift weight over the eastern foot and we're going to raise the western knee. We're going to pause, then we're going to drop down, crossing our wrists and switching sides. This is what we call the Shaolin Bucket Hold, but it's actually something we borrowed from Shaolin Temple Europe, which I highly recommend on YouTube. And it's one of their warm-ups. I varied it a little bit. I made it a little simpler, but let's get ready and try it together. The next time your hands rise, shift weight over one foot, hold gentle fists at shoulder height. Then when you exhale, switch, cross wrists, inhale and exhale down. Cross wrists and switch from side to side. This we call the Shaolin Bucket Hold. And it's a nice single leg stance. As we breathe, we inhale up, we pause, we exhale down, cross wrists and shift. Inhale up, pause, exhale down. Beautifully done. Well done. Now, on this next one, simply return to sinking your chi. Rise with the breath and fall with the breath. Beautifully done. Now, we're going to go into a horse stance, the Ma Bu. And you can simply step out a little further with each foot. We're not going to do east and west today. So when the hands rise again, go a little wider, sink the chi, and then pause at the bottom. When you inhale, draw your hands up to one side. And let's pause here for a second. Continue breathing normally. The lead hand holds up 2 fingers. This is called sword hand. And this is your bow. The following hand you see in front of your shoulders holds a gentle fist. This is your arrow. And this is from the Badwa Jin, the 8 brocades. This is drawing the bow to shoot the arrow. So what we do is we take a deep breath in, and then as we exhale, we draw the bow and sink down. Once we've drawn the bow, we inhale and switch sides. Inhale up, exhale down. And we continue from side to side. Inhale and rise, and exhale and fall as you draw the bow. Beautifully done. Continue. Now, for proper technique, it involves the eyes, and you gaze beyond the bow. So you look off into the distance. As you inhale and rise, you exhale and fall, drawing the bow to shoot the arrow. from the Ba Dua Jin, the 8 brocades. Inhale and rise, exhale and fall. Beautifully done. Well done. Now on this next one, as you rise, simply readjust your feet to center stance and find your center and sync your chi. Beautifully done. Inhale and rise. Exhale and fall. Drawing the bow to shoot the arrow. Now, we'll go back into horse stance again. Again, nothing fancy, just a little wider. Continue syncing your chi. When your hands drop again, bring them into your hips in gentle fists. We're going to explore a couple of the Shaolin Punch. So one of them, a variation again from Shaolin Temple Europe, we take a deep breath in, and as we exhale, we turn to one side. And then we inhale and draw back to the hip, and then exhale and punch to the other side. Inhaling to center, we exhale to side. The Shaolin Punch from side to side. Turn trunk, shift weight. Inhale to center. Exhale to side. Beautifully done. Feel the yang energy leave the body as you push, and draw back gentle, soft yin energy as you return to center. Well done. Now, on this next one, as you return to center, pause in the middle. We're going to shift weight over the eastern foot and draw up the western knee like so. This is Shaolin Punch on one leg. We return to center and switch. Beautifully done. And now your breath work, if you're comfortable. You exhale as you rise and punch. Inhale as you return to center. So as before, it's always inhale to center, exhale to side. Inhaling, switching, exhaling. Beautifully done. Challenging our balance in strong Qigong. Well done. The Shaolin Punch on one leg. Beautifully done. And as we discussed before we started recording, we'll finish up with a classic Shaolin Punch from the Ba Dua Jin, the way I learned it from David Dorian Ross. So, pause in the middle, fists at hips. In this classic version, the hand comes out in a gentle fist, and you tighten the arm as you sink down. As you inhale, you draw it back, and the other hand comes out. Thumb up, fist like so. Inhaling back to center. Exhaling, tighten the arm. Soften as you draw back. Tighten as you push out. Now here's the fun part. If you're doing it in the classic form, you actually make a face. You actually make angry eyes. So if you feel comfortable doing so, this is a chance to get rid of some inner yang energy that might be stored in there, and you just need to let it out. So you exhale, angry face. Soften the face, draw back. Exhale, angry face. Like so, from side to side. Sounds funny, but you feel the difference when you're done. There's also variations we'll explore another time. But in a moment, I'm going to ask you to return to your center stance, find that center, and sync your chi. Return, inhale, and exhale. Beautifully done. A little Shaolin series today in strong Qigong. Follow your breath upward. Follow it downward. When your hands rise again, spreading wide, invite them to find your alignment. Stand like tree. And with long neck and light head floating upward, our heavy shoulders and our heavy tail melt downward. Between them, our spine stretches in the string of pearls. Our hands hover as if we're tenderly hugging a long-lost loved one. Our feet are parallel in a firm-rooted stance like a mighty oak. And our three energy centers, our dantian, rest peacefully on one another. As if we carefully gathered, balanced, and stacked three smooth river rocks on life's river's edge. And with soft knees and soft belly, soft breath and soft gaze, or best of all, eyes closed, we feel the echoes of the chi we stirred. We see the dance in our mind's eye. We choose our favorites. Lovingly, the Shaolin Bucket Hold, drawing the bow to shoot the arrow, the Shaolin Punch from one side to the other, Shaolin Punch on one leg, and Shaolin Punch in its classic form. We see it, we feel it, we enjoy it. And if our eyes are closed, our hands begin the slow final journey downward, thumbs finding their destination crossed over the belly button, folded fingers warming on the cauldron of the body. And through closed eyes and pursed lips, as if blowing through a straw, we resume blowing on the embers of the cauldron of the heart and the cauldron of the body, and the embers respond, growing brighter and brighter. And with each deep ensuing inhale, we draw the light upward and outward. We finally begin blowing on the embers of the cauldron of the mind, the seat of our inner concentration, visualization, and imagination. When we blow on the embers of all three cauldrons, we fill our inner galaxy with the brightest light yet. It spills beyond our inner galaxy and it bathes the space between us. It spills beyond the space between us and it bathes the world around us. It spills beyond the world around us and it bathes life itself with light, warm, silken chi energy. May your body stay strong, and may your heart stay calm, and may your mind stay sharp, and may your spirit stay free. Yidao Chi Dao, which means where mind goes, chi follows. Where intention goes, energy flows. So please, choose wisely. If your eyes are closed, enjoy it a moment longer as your hands melt to your side, only inviting your eyes to gently, slowly flutter open as a butterfly might leave a flower. Welcome back. We step into the center of our little boat. The hand on this side of the screen makes a gentle fist that floats before the heart, and the hand on this side of the screen covers it. We take a deep breath in to straighten. We slowly exhale and bow, and you give yourselves a much-earned, much-deserved round of applause for being the light you made in the world today. Thank you, thank you, thank you.